My name is Joseph Nontanovan. I'm originally from the DC metro area, which is Washington, D.C. We call it the DMV because it's D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. A lot of really awesome people come from there now working all over the place. But it's a great city, even though it's the capital and the government shut down right now. It's crazy. It has a nice... a lot of culture. I think in some ways because it's not saturated, it's cool. But anyways, I'm from there originally. I lived in LA for about 2 years back in 2009 to 2011. I directed Culture Shock DC for several years before that. When I moved to LA, I directed Culture Shock LA and got to work with some really freaking talented people. Still connecting with them, and recently when I was in LA visiting, I got to work with the Future Shock and I got to sit in on their auditions for the new Culture Shock season. Culture Shock DC is actually hosting the International Choreography Showcase coming up in a few weeks. So all the chapters from around the world, around in Canada and around the country, are all converging on the DC area. So I'm excited to go back home. I taught for Epic Dance Company, fusion company out in Phoenix. Got to link up with Professor La, a really good friend of mine. To jam out, to see that whole scene in Phoenix, and to see how hot it is, 108 degrees every day. Anyways, I went to San Diego to help them out with, they're doing a hip hop nutcracker, which is awesome. So I got to choreograph a piece that is, I guess, sort of a big party scene that bridges all the different chapters of Culture Shock as one scene for the Nutcracker. Which is interesting because I've always wanted to do a hip hop Nutcracker back when I was directing Culture Shock DC on the East Coast. So it's just interesting to come full circle and be asked to do that. So it's really neat. And then now I'm in the Bay and am teaching my second class here at Indie Studios. And this time tonight for Mixed Ingredients, and that's awesome because I've known Samara, one of the co-directors and co-founders, since back when she used to go to Howard. So I remember when I first taught for a couple of years ago, and they were like in a small studio. I think it was like a clown school space, and there were like 6 girls usually. Really awesome, so I'm really happy and excited for them, what they're doing, since they've been really grown. And they got auditions coming up this Sunday, actually, so I'm trying to convince my people that I know to go to that. Back in 2002, I auditioned for the first Culture Shock DC, and danced with a bunch of small team and grew. Eventually, I ended up becoming team captain and assistant director, and the director. I just had a lot of fun doing that. It was great. Very, just an experience that really grew me as a person to help me come into my own and know myself better, not just as a dancer. But so it was cool because Culture Shock originally started in '93 in San Diego, and they usually always host a showcase where all the families from the different cities come together. But then lately they've been touring it so that other chapters can host it every year. So finally, DC is hosting it, so I'm really excited. I'm glad I'm going to be able to be back home for that. So that's coming up October 19th, that weekend.
Yay!
October 19th weekend. This is Kim, yeah, she's director of operations there, and she's moved down here to San Francisco. So yeah, it's gonna be dope. So hopefully there'll be some coverage there. I know that Step by Step has been really awesome. Oh, and my personal story about Step by Step is funny because Culture Shock DC did this. Did a folk music and dance festival in Rigby and Rexburg, Idaho. And that's when we first met Clayton. He was one of our liaisons, our hosts, because he was into dance. He's always been into dance. And he was like, oh my God, I get to host the US team and they're doing hip hop, they're doing dance. Because most of the other countries are doing some of the cultural thing or some folk dance. And for us, hip hop is like our folk dance, right? So that's when I met Clayton the first time, and now it's amazing to see him like all over the interwebs, internets, and just doing it big with Step by Step. So I'm really proud of him and excited. If we could just be in the same city at the same time, that would be awesome. I want to shout out a lot of people, but I don't want to forget them all. So just in general though, straight up, the past few weeks that I've been traveling, starting from Texas, going to Phoenix to California, LA, San Diego, all of my friends and family that supported me. Thank you so much, not only just for putting me up, showing me around, taking me out to places to get down and hear some good music, and session, and jam, and cypher, battle. Everyone's been a teacher, and you know, it's a gift and it's a privilege for me to be able to share what I do, and I feel really, really humbled by that experience. I really thank God for this privilege, and I feel that, man, I want to shout out a few people though, like back home, my mom and my grandmother, my sister and my dad that I got to kick it with in Texas. Shout outs to Professor Locke and Saza from Epic Dance Company. Love them put me up in San Diego. She's directing out there. Angie Bunch, of course. But all the homies have been watching out for me. My cousin who took me in Escondido, that was really dope. My old roommate, buddy, Jasmine. My homegirl Kat for putting me up on the cajon, playing some music and all that stuff like that. Yeah, and of course Daniel Kane over here in the Group Studios. Samar and Janae from Mixed Ingredients, you know. The list goes on, so even though I missed anybody, I love all of you, think about you, and I bless you guys and send you love and light. Thank you so much.